there was a lot of ups and downs when it came to the project timeline, specifically for us on our end. So I think you guys were more than accommodating and just, kind of picked things where we left it off and we just kind of went with it. And I think it was really helpful to have that accommodation. My name is Samaya Tabassum. I am the Knowledge Exchange and Communications Coordinator with Ending Sexual Violence Association of Canada.
Were you satisfied with the time that we dedicated to your project, and did it meet your expectations?
So I would have to say 100% to this question. I think there was a lot of ups and downs when it came to the project timeline, specifically for us on our end. So I think you guys were more than accommodating and just, kind of picked things where we left it off and we just kind of went with it. And I think it was really helpful to have that accommodation and to be able to kind of come back and be like, okay, no, this is not working. We need a little bit more time to work on this piece, or, this is done. We can kind of move on. So I think overall the project timeline was really well suited for our needs, but also I think it was super accommodating, and overall it just felt really seamless for us on our end.
Weekly calls are designed to keep you informed, keep you up to date, what's going on, where things are at, what do we need from you. How did you find the value in the calls and the overall communication with our agency?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great as well. I think having a weekly touch point was really helpful for us to get a sense of like the progress and just be able to share our updates weekly and be able to kind of stay on the same page with the team. So I think it was really helpful. And overall, I found the communication to be really prompt. Whenever things needed to be addressed, I could shoot an email and, I felt like the response was pretty quick. So honestly, great communication overall.
If you had to recommend our services to another organization or contact, what would you tell them about us and your experience with us?
The key thing that, again, I would want to highlight is that communication piece. So being able to, just send out an email and be able to kind of get a response quickly and be able to have that guidance to kind of navigate us through this process was really helpful for us. And even just being able to kind of work on our old website, but also the new website all at the same time, being able to kind of address needs for both was really helpful on our end. So that's something that I would definitely point out to anyone that I was recommending your services to.
That's fantastic. Everybody has a favorite part of a project. What was yours and why did that stand out for you?
One of the favorite pieces was to really see sort of what we're putting down on paper come to, that vision to come to life. Putting dot notes down on a spreadsheet or on a Word document and just having like all of these copies and these images and shareables, all of these things, just kind of fragmented pieces in a folder, and then seeing them all come together in this beautiful layout on the website. Like that is basically the favorite part, being able to kind of see that vision come to life.
I think that rings true for a lot of our clients, where the process of getting it done and actually just seeing things really come to fruition and like, oh my goodness, like this is real. This is actually happening. That's awesome. That's great. In terms of our process that we go through for design, what was your impression of how we approached the design process? Were there any aspects that maybe stood out for you?
I think what was really nice to see is kind of how your team was able to take what we had in terms of branding, in terms of our original layouts and that sort of thing, but integrate it so seamlessly into the new design, and being able to keep and retain sort of the integrity of the content, but also the way things are laid out and how things should flow, and being able to kind of put that in to the new website without losing like the meaning behind the content, behind the things that we're putting out. A lot of our work is very heavy, but it's really important for us to be able to showcase it in a way that it's accessible to folks. So I think that piece was also really well taken care of, like being able to adhere to those guidelines, being able to have things accessible, a little bit more easy to flow, easy navigation. So I think those are the things that was really great about the whole process, and we didn't have to sort of come up with a lot of it, and it was kind of, your team was sort of directing us through it and guiding us what works, what doesn't work, what would look good, what wouldn't look good. So I thought that was really good.
We always aim to empower our clients, and we do that through training our clients when we get usually close to the end of the project or just after. How do you feel about the training that was provided?
So this is where maybe I kind of am 50-50 split a little bit. I do feel like the training was good, like the initial training that we had, but I do feel that we would need a little bit more, and maybe there is a potential for us to have a little bit more structured time for that. I did find that some of the things were kind of like learn as you go, but again, that's part of the process. So yeah, I feel like training wise, maybe there is a potential to either integrate it a little bit more deeply towards the end, or maybe having a little bit more structured space for it.
That's totally fair. And we'll make sure that everybody in the team is knowledgeable and knows how to take on back end for the parts that they're responsible for. But also know, obviously, if you need the support, we are here for you still. As part of our projects, as we build out our sites, we include what we call a feedback module on the page, which allows you to just kind of like click and leave comments wherever, however you need. What did you think about that? And how do you feel about how that might have improved communication or collaboration with us?
Yeah, so the feedback module is top notch. Like, I love that feature. I think it was really, really helpful for us to have that. And, we're a small team, so folks that were sort of responsible for different projects were kind of looking at their designated pages and being able to kind of share their feedback with the team without having to, commit to those weekly check-ins and that sort of thing. So I think it's a really good way to stay in touch and stay on top of things alongside that weekly touch point. So I thought it was so great being able to even like tag folks. Let's just say I had a conversation with one of the team members during the weekly touch point, and then I just want to kind of refer back to them so I could tag them specifically. So I thought that was also a really good feature, being able to really direct attention to people that you want to direct attention to. And I thought it was also neat that you could attach sort of, photos and like pictures and files that you need updated in a specific area. Sometimes it's kind of lost in translation when you're trying to explain it or trying to explain what your thoughts are. And this way you can really hone in on a certain page and a certain space and be like, okay, this is what I want here. So I really love that feature. I thought it was a good way to track also like all the things that we want changed or edited or whatever have you, and be able to kind of see when those issues are being resolved one by one. So that's also a really great feature. Highly recommend, like that too. If that's something that's put into all the projects, I think it's really beneficial and really helpful.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you found that helpful for sure. And one last, I guess, bonus question. Is there anything else you'd like to share or add about your experience working with us at Wow Digital?
Yeah, no, I think overall, I had a really great experience. I think your entire team is well equipped. They're a well-oiled machine. They're just here to provide support, which I thought was really great. And even for little to big things, I think it was really nice to be able to have someone support navigate a lot of the pieces in the back end. And yeah, just overall, it was a great experience. And I'm glad that we, have some time with you guys in the future too. So, if things pop up for us, that we have that support in place, and that will be really helpful for us. Yeah, just great experience overall. So we love, all the patience and all the grace that you guys have shown us. So yeah, great experience.
Love hearing that. It's really amazing. We do want to make ourselves be like an extension of your team, not just a company that you go to do this type of thing. And we really believe in relationships and creating those kind of connections, because it just makes the work that we do for our clients, for yourself, that much better, because we care about you. We care about your organization. So Maya, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. We're here to support you, and thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.